Hello and welcome to the EverWord. Today we have a message of truth for everyday living. Let's dive right in.
This is the EverWord, a talk series podcast where we talk about truth for everyday living. We started a new series titled Life and Choices, and we touched on a very important issue, breaking the church walls. So if you missed it, check out our previous episode and you will love it. Life is simply the happenings you experience on earth and how you respond to it. Okay, that's the basic meaning of life. It is on the lips of everybody. My life this, your life that. Personally, when I was growing up, I wanted to be a lawyer. I so much loved it. Before I went to do my degree, I tried a couple of institutions to see whether they could admit me with my HND. It didn't really work. By the time I finished my degree, life happened. But hey, I'm leaving that door open because you never know what will happen. So in this episode, we'll talk about the beginning of life. We can never talk about life if we don't know where man came from, because it is man who lives the life. Truth is that we came from somewhere. Everything that God created evolved around man. So while God was going through the days to create, man was at the center of all that he was doing. He had to make sure that the earth was comfortable and ready enough to accommodate you and I. God formed man out of the dust after he breathed into man and he became a spirit. The spirit of man is the breath of God. After he did that, man became a living soul. 3 components: body, soul, and spirit. You get it? The body was formed from the dust. The spirit, which is the real us, was given by God. Because before he breathed that spirit into man, we already existed in him. So when the spirit and the body came into contact, the soul had expression. You get it? So it means that the soul is active as long as the body and the spirit are in sync. The real you is your spirit, which existed way before creation. So it means that all that while God was going through creation, creating this, creating that, you were hidden in him. God created man first and noticed that Charlie, our boy, was lonely. The animals did not have the capacity to give him companion. Therefore, what did God do? He put man into a very deep sleep. Then he removed a rib of his and used that to create a beautiful damsel called woman. Another interesting creation. If we use the word man, it's a generic word used to describe both male and female. Are you getting it? If you don't understand something, let me know please in the comment section. This is a beautiful summary. The real you is your spirit, and your earthly representation is your body. Then the expressive part of your being is the soul, made up of the mind, emotions, and will. Alright, now having touched on the beginning of man, let's marry it with life, because I mentioned earlier that there can never be a life without man. Therefore, the grand beginning of your life is when you landed here on earth by birth through your mom. Have you had a child asking you that, how did I appear here? What happened? How did you respond? Are you one of those who shy away from such questions? Media, if a child asks me those questions, I don't hide anything. I tell you as it is. Because that is one of the danger. You see, it is better to tell the child those sensitive things yourself in a safe space where you have the opportunity to answer all the questions that you need to, rather than they going to hear it elsewhere, often in a wrong space. And one of the danger is when they are hearing it the first time. Let me not veer off. This one was just by the way. Therefore, as a baby, you live your life in the shadow of your parents until you reach the stage where you are able to make independent decisions. Nonetheless, like I said, the very moment you landed here, your life began. What happens to a baby who passes shortly after they are born? Where do they go to? Think about it. I'll talk with you next time.